we are going to see floods. Floods is a natural disaster which comes under the category of meteorology. Flood is an overflow of water that submerges the land that is usually dry. Floods are primarily caused due to the man-caused interventions and the free-flowing water. Flood can be look very different because flooding covers anything from few inches of water to several feet. Next, we are going to see about causes of flood. First one is heavy rainfall. When there is too much rain in shorter span, if there is no place for its go, it results in flood. Okay. The next one is overflowing rivers. As I previously said, flood can happen when there is an blocks in the dam which affect the flow of water, resulting in overflowing of the river in the adjacent bank. It will cause flooding. Broken dams are also a cause of flooding. Older infrastructure can fail when the heavy rain comes and water level rises. It will unleash large amount of water on the unsuspecting livelihood, which causes flood. The next one is storm surge and tsunamis. The storm surge from the hurricane and other topological system can cause the sea level to rise and covers normally the dry coastal area in several feet of water, which result in flood. The next one, channel with the steep banks. They are also the things to be blamed for flooding. It occurs when the fast runoff in the lakes or rivers or other basin case with the rivers, which will cause floods. Lack of vegetation. Next one. The vegetation usually slow down the runoff or prevent the flooding. When there is a lack for vegetation, there is little to stop the water from running off and overflowing rivers, which result in flood. The next one is melting snow and ice is another common reason for flooding. When large amount of snow or ice melt quickly, it often doesn't have somewhere to go except the low-lying areas. Next, we are going to see about the types of flood. First one is coastal flood. Second one is pluvial flood. Third one is fluvial flood. As the name suggests, the coastal flood occur in the area of the coast of sea, ocean, or other large body of open waters. It is typically a result of the extreme tidal condition caused by severe weathers, hurricane, or other topology. The storm surge produced when high winds from the hurricanes and other storms push the water onshore is the leading cause of the coastal flooding and often the great threat associated with the tropical storm. Next one is pluvial flooding. It is occur when the rainfall or the snow melt is not absorbed into the ground, forcing the water to flow the overlands. The area will remain flooded until the excess water drain out to proper drainage or waterways. The pluvial flooding occurs when the rain rate exceeds the capacity of the storing water drains to evacuate the water and the capacity of ground to absorb the water. That is, when the rainfalls occur, the infiltration of the ground is equal to the rainfall, then there will be no flooding. Only if the infiltration is less than the rainfall, the pluvial flooding will occur. Some of the factors that contributes to the pluvial flooding includes rainfall condition, that is the severity of the rainfall, Ground and soil condition, that is the soil type and infiltration capacity of the soil, urbanization, vegetation, etc. Next one is sewer infrastructures such as stormwater, natural drainage, the state of the sewer conditions. The next one is fuel flooding. It occurs when the surface runoff washes into the river, causing the water to breach the river banks. The water then overflows into the surrounding areas. That is, the excess of water enters the river, which cause overflows and affect the areas in the river banks. That is fuel flooding. The factor contribute to the fuel flooding includes rainfall conditions such as intensity, amount, and distribution. The ground condition such as the amount of the soil moisture, seasonal variation, infiltration of the soil. Next, we are going to see about Kerala flood, which occurred in 2018. Kerala is a state on the southwestern Malabar coast of India. The state has the 13th largest population in India. On 16th August 2018, severe flood affected the southern Indian state Kerala due to the unusual high rainfall during the monsoon season. It was the worst flood in Kerala in nearly a century. 12 out of the 14 districts were affected by the flood. What is the reason for the Kerala flood? In the Indian state of Kerala, it received most of the India's highest rainfall during the monsoon season. However, during 2018, state experienced its highest level of monsoon in decades. According to India's meteorological department, it was about 240 centimeter of rainfall instead of an average of an 265 centimeter rainfall. The Kerala received almost more than 2.5 times of the average rainfall for August. Between the August 1 and 19, state received 75 centimeter of rainfall when compared to an average of 29 centimeter, which is about 160 times more and 42 times more than during the entire monsoon season. So it results in flash flooding. The impact of the flood it includes over 483% died and 140 went missing, which was reported by the Economic Times that 33,000 of the people were rescued. The Kerala Disaster Management Authority has placed state in a red alert as a result of the intense flooding. This flooding affected hundreds of villages, destroyed about 10,000 kilometers of roads and thousands of homes. It resulted in a destruction value at more than 25,000 crore. Immediate response after the flooding. The first one is a rescue and evacuation of the people to the safe places and providing the temporary shelters to the affected peoples, food and nutrition. Since flooding, most of the drinking water sources such as lake, wells will be contaminated with the water. So one of the prior requirement will be a provision of the safe drinking water, and the environmental sanitation includes toilets, non-food items, and hygienic kits. The lesson learned from the Kerala floods include be prepared for the possible mega disaster. Often, disaster comes without a clear notice or warning. Hence, we need to be prepared to launch large response involving multiple stakeholders at different level all times. Learn ways to manage water. Use of better technology and careful look at the integrated dam system, proper contour and precipitation map can formulate an effective land management laws to ensure their reinforcement.